Hi, this is Professor McLaughlin with a quick lecture on the personal representative, or how we refer to that person in California, the executrix, the person identified by the testator to be responsible for guiding the testator's wishes through the courts and following the instructions that the testator or testatrix lays out in the will. So let's not forget that this person is a fiduciary. This person, I have my slides up here, so that's what I'm looking at. This person has the highest duty of care. Integrity is a must for handling all the duties and responsibilities that are involved in guiding the will and the instructions from the testatrix through probate. Just a definition. Enjoy. There are resources for the new executrix who is unsure of what the responsibilities are. And this link, none of the law firm links that I have in any of my slides for any of my classes are law firms that I know or promote. But this law firm did happen to have an interesting set of resources that I thought a paralegal or a new, where is it? It's right here. Come on, laptop, you can do it. Difficult to get to. Can I adjust the screen? I cannot. I can move it over. So that's the best we can do, but the resources are linked here. Executor resources, executrix resources, probate code provisions, the probate process. It's a nice little website. And now my slides are going to be all messed up, but you're going to be forgiving. And I have a couple of more links for you that we'll go through. So the first duties are, the first duty is to look for the will and any other business records and other personal records, insurance, what do you call it? There's a special word for the proof of insurance, vehicle titles, deeds to homes, any other information, documents and records that might be helpful for the executrix to help effectuate, to use a big word, the wishes of the testator. So the person has to look for that, the executrix has to look for that, and then you're also calling a family conference, which is explained in great detail in chapter 9. So I did want to point out that the personal representative or the executrix does not need to be a person. Well, an attorney is a person for the most part. It could be an entity, it could be a trust. It's usually a family member, but it could also be a bank. And that could be for lots of reasons, as you can imagine. If the testatrix thought that family members would fight and that there wouldn't be a peaceful way to identify just one person, one personal representative. Also wanted to have you sit and think for a little bit. Where might somebody keep a will? Oh, snap. I am not editing this out. Where might somebody keep a will? An office desk, if they have one at home. Maybe they have a fireproof lock box or a safe. I don't know how many people have safes in their home, but some kind of box. I don't know how frequently this, back in the day, everybody had a safety deposit box, and that is where you, at the bank, and that is where you kept your records, at least in white middle class America. But I don't know how prevalent that is today, especially with the last 20 years with online banking. Are people going into the branch that much? I don't know. It seems like an old person thing. Maybe it's all in a folder or a shoebox or a box in somebody's closet with other important papers. Where else might it be? It could be stored electronically. If you have a testatrix who had a law firm that crafted and drafted the estate plan, they will have a copy as well. And how would you find out that that happened? Maybe a spouse is still alive or a child was involved with that. So what are the duties of the executrix? To obtain a certified copy of the death certificate. So I put a link here to the Orange County Recorder. Here, let's just cut to the chase. Oh, that wasn't any faster. Welcome to internet at my house. So vital records, one place you could get the death record. Lots of information. Always, if you're curious and questioning as a paralegal or as anybody in the legal profession, the County of Orange and the state of California have very good, I would say, self-help resources on county and state websites. I've lived in many states, and I'm a lawyer in New Jersey and California by far has some of the best, most informative court and county websites. So looking for a vital record, this tells you how to do it. There's a price to pay for a copy of the death certificate. You can request by mail, and if you need more information, you can call. The executrix needs to hold a family conference, as was mentioned, and that's discussed in Chapter 8, and also be appointed by the court as the personal representative. So let's do this and see if it happens faster. That's not it. That's not it either. Okay, let's go back here. So this is a link to the probate court website, and that is also a very good website for information. Self-help is here as well, but this is probate, and it talks about wills and trusts. You have a lot of links over here, lots of links here. And we'll come back here when we talk about healthcare directives in a separate video. So this is the website, court website. So the executrix has duties. Once the person is appointed by the court, they need to notify the bank so that the funds can be released. They may need to liquidate things, sell cars, sell a home, and that person is busy doing that and also finding financial instruments that might not go through probate. So who are the beneficiaries on the bank accounts? Those funds might transfer to them. If there's a pension and there's a beneficiary identified, those funds directly go to the beneficiary. If there's a surviving spouse and there's community property, that will transfer. So there are things that will not go through probate, non-probate assets, And there are things that will go through probate, and the executrix will not be responsible for the non-probate. That will happen automatically. But that person may be speaking to the beneficiaries about that, and the paralegal may certainly be involved in some of that. So a couple of final slides. Proving the will, making sure this will is the valid will that the court can rely upon to be the testator's final statement of how they wanted their assets to be dispersed upon death. You may have the witnesses come to testify that they were there when the will was, they did sign the will, that the testator had capacity and showed intent to sign the will, various things. We also have letters of authority, which are discussed in Chapter 8, and these are important documents that make it easier for the personal representative or the executrix to take over and be appointed, because they're given authority by these various letters. And I also wanted to point out that California, many states may have this, but California also has a self-proving will. And this link, I think I already have it open. Where's my self-proving will? Essentially, so as I said, I'm not promoting in any way any of these law firms. I think I try and only link to law firm websites that are good and have information that might be helpful to you. But essentially, the self-proving will is a will that meets all the requirements for the state of California, and it's a will that doesn't need additional proving by the courts. And that's my lecture on Chapter 8. Thank you.